Debangshu, good afternoon, beta. Can you see it better? Can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you read this title better? How to? Can you read it, Debangshu? How to?
Yes, ma'am. Plants. Listen, ma'am. How do planting grow and change?
Very good. How do plants grow and change? So today we will read about how plants grow and during their growth, how they change. See, read it better. Read the paragraph, then I will explain it. Debangshu, read it. Debangshu, can you read it better? Read it, Debangshu. Debangshu, can you read it? Debangshu, can you read it better? Debangshu, can you read it?
Yes, ma'am.
Read it better. Read it, beta. Shruti, can you read it?
Which number?
From here, what do living things need? Read the whole paragraph, beta. Then I'm going to explain it.
What do living things need? Living things grow and change. Sometimes it is easy to tell when something is living. It is easy to tell when something is living. You can see animals move, breathe air, eat food, and drink water. Eat months water.
It might be harder.
Harder living thing too. A grasshopper is a dandelion flower.
Very good. So what happened? Plants are also living things. We can easily see and tell whether an animal or a human is a living or a dead one. Because when they are living things or when the animal has its life, it will move, it will eat, um, it will make different sounds and even it can communicate with their groups. But what happens in case of plants? Neither plants can move from one place to another. We have never seen a plant to eat its food. Neither we have seen it to breathe in and breathe out. But all these things happen with plants also. Plants, in fact, they make their own food. Unlike human beings and animals who have to depend on other things for their food, like human beings depend on plants and animals for their food. Animals depend on other animals or plants for their food. But the leaves of the plants can make their own food. They collect sunlight. They have chlorophyll, that is the green part of the plant, with the help of which they prepare their food. Even they absorb water from the ground and prepare their own food. But animals, unlike animals who have to depend on other things for their food. Is this paragraph clear to you, Shruti?
Yes, ma'am.
See, for example, a grasshopper is eating a dandelion flower. This dandelion flower a grasshopper is eating. So it has to depend on the plant for its food. It cannot make its own food. Bebangshu, is this para clear to you, beta?
Yes, ma'am.
Bebangshu, can you read the next paragraph, this one?
Yes, ma'am.
Read it.
You have to watch plants over time to see them change or grow and grow. Like all living things, plants need air, water, and space to live and grow. They also need food. Plants make you own food.
Very good. Excellent. So what happens when we see plants over time, we can see the changes within them. Because a plant, for example, if we use a seedling or a seed and we keep it in the soil, give it water every day, and keep the pot in the sunlight. After a few days, a plant will come out from that seed. So we can see the plant grow. The only thing that we can observe in a plant is that the plants grow. But it takes a lot of time. It doesn't happen in a minute or in an hour or in one day. For example, if I put a seed into the soil today and keep the pot in the sunlight, give it water today, and expect the plant to come out tomorrow, it's not possible. It will require some time for the growth to happen. It may be a couple of days is required, maybe a couple of months is required for a seedling to become a full phase plant. That is, if you put a seed of a mango today, after maybe 1 year or 2 years, you can see the big mango tree. Okay. So, like living things, what does plant need? Plant need air, water, and place to live and grow. Because unless it has some place, it will not be able to grow because it needs its branches that will come out from here and there. For example, this is a plant. If we build a house in this position, then the plant will not be able to grow. So, like all living things, they also need air, water, and place to live and grow. Air is required for them to make the food. They breathe in they breathe in carbon dioxide and breathe out oxygen. This oxygen is very essential for human beings and animals to survive. So, we always say that we should plant a lot of plants to make our life easier, because if lots of plants will be there, then we will get lots and lots of oxygen, then there will be less air pollution. We don't have to move to parlors to get oxygen. Do you all know Delhi is so polluted that nowadays people have to go to parlor to take oxygen? There are oxygen parlors available in different places. People go there, they breathe in oxygen from there, they have small cylinders, or they carry oxygen, concentrated oxygen with them so that they can breathe easily. So this all can be solved if we build a lots and lots of plants. Okay, is this para clear to all of you, both Shruti and Devanshu?
Ma'am, I can understand.
You cannot understand, Shruti?
No, ma'am.
Okay, tell me, which part did you not understand?
Ma'am, this part. Like all living things to grow.
Okay. Like all living things, plants need air, water, and place to live and grow. For example, Shruti, can you see this sunflower plant here?
Yes, ma'am.
This one? For example, if I place something, for example, if I keep a car in this place. Wait, I'm drawing and I'm showing. Wait. I keep a car in this place. Then will the plant be able to grow freely like it has grown now?
No, ma'am.
So is this problem solved, that the plant needs some place to grow? Is it clear to you, this part?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now you have to understand why it needs air and water. So Shruti, do you know that we breathe in oxygen and we breathe out carbon dioxide?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, plants breathe in carbon dioxide and they breathe out oxygen. And what is this carbon dioxide needed for? This carbon dioxide helps them to make the food through a process known as photosynthesis. Is it clear? We don't make our own foods. The human beings depend on plants or other animals for their food. But plants make their own food. So, this carbon dioxide helps them to make their own food. Is it clear, beta?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now the next thing is water. They have to absorb water from the soil through their roots. Why? This water is also needed to help them to make their food. What are the things required to make their food? They need sunlight, then carbon dioxide and water to make their own food. Is it clear, beta Shruti?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Debangshu, is it clear, beta? This para, is it clear to you? Debangshu, is it clear, beta? Tell me if you have not understood the paragraph, you can tell me, Debangshu.
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
Okay, you understood. Very good. Excellent. Now, Debangshu, can you read this part better? What makes? Debangshu, can you read it? What makes living things grow? Okay, Shruti, you read it better.
What makes living things grow? The sunflower takes most of the summer to grow into an adult plant.
Very good. Excellent. So what happens? The sunflower needs the sunlight to grow into an adult plant. We can all see that whenever a sunflower goes, the sunflower is pointed towards the sun. That is, its face, sunflower turns its face towards the direction in which the sun rises. And, or in whichever direction the sun is, the sun rises, the sunflower face is at the same direction. So it absorbs most of the sunlight to grow into a full plant. Is it clear, Shruti and Debangshu? Shruti, is it clear, beta?
No, ma'am.
It's not clear? Okay. Do you know this point better? Sunflower, the face of sunflower is always towards the direction of sun. If the sun is in the west, the face of sunflower will be in the direction of west. If the sunflower is in the east, the face of sunflower will be in the direction of east. Normally, we don't see a sunflower during dark. A sunflower blooms during the daytime and it dries when it becomes dark. So what happens? What makes the sunflower bright and healthy? The sunlight. It absorbs a lot of sunlight to grow into a full plant. Is it now clear, Shruti?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Debangshu, have you understood better? Debangshu, is it clear better?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. See what happens. Because of sunlight, the sprout comes out from the seed. Then there is a young plant. This is a small plant that grows from the sprout. And from young plant, it develops into an adult plant. It happens with all the plants. First, the sprout comes out, then it becomes a young plant, then the young plant grows into an adult one. Okay. Now, Debanshu, can you read this part better? How do plants make food? Debanshu?
Can I read?
Okay, read it.
How do plants make food? Plants have parts that they use to help them make food. Plants need sunlight, air, and water to make their own food. Plants also need minerals. Minerals are beads, rock, and soil that helps plants and animals grow. Leaves take in air and use sunlight to make food. Observe a plant, see what parts take in water.
Very good. What happened? Plants have parts that they use to help them make food. So, which part of the plant actually makes the food? The leaves. The leaves of the plant makes the food. Why? Because the leaves are green in color and they contain chlorophyll. This chlorophyll helps the plant to make their own food. So, what are the things required to make the food? Sunlight, air, and water. These three things are needed for the plant to make their own food. And the plants also need minerals. We humans, we too need vitamins and minerals. Where from we get these vitamins and minerals? From the fruits. And where from these fruits come? These fruits come from the plants. So, plants absorb the minerals from the rocks and they store the excess mineral that is not required for them into the fruits. And those fruits, when we eat, we get the minerals from it. So, what are minerals? Minerals are bits of rock and soil that helps the plants and animals to grow. So, which parts of the plant absorb these minerals? The roots. The roots absorb the mineral from the rocks and the soil and they send it to the different parts of the plant through stems. Even the roots absorb the water from the soil and they send it to the different parts of the plant, especially the leaves, to the stems. And when the plants get all this minerals, sunlight, air, and water, they can make their own food. Is it clear to you, Shruti and Debanshu? Debanshu, is it clear to you, beta?
Yes, ma'am, it is clear.
Very good. Great. So next we will see which parts of the plants help in making their food. So Shruti, can you read it better? From here, plants make food. Shruti, read it better.
Leaves take in air and use sunlight to make food. The stem holes from the plant it allow water and food to travel through the plant. Roots hold the plant in the soil. They also take in water and minerals. Roots can store food for the plant too.
Very good.
Read a diagram. How do the parts of the plant help it get what it needs to make food?
Very good. Excellent, beta. So what is this diagram explaining? This diagram is explaining the different functions performed by different parts of a plant. So how does a plant make food? The leaves take in air and use the sunlight to make the food. The leaves have small holes in them, okay? Through those holes, they can breathe in and breathe out. So what do they breathe in? They breathe in the carbon dioxide and gives out oxygen in the atmosphere. and they also absorb the sunlight through those holes, and they use that sunlight to make their food. Leaves and all the leaves absorb sunlight from the sun, and those and that sunlight helps them to make the food. Then what happened? The stem holds up the plant. Why does the plant always stand straight? Because of their stem. We can also see the climbing plants, those plants which have weak stem, they cannot stand straight. They need a support to grow. So we put a bamboo stick or something which supports the plant, and the climbing plants grow in that way. But many plants have a strong stem, and that stem helps the plants to stand straight. And through the stem, the food and the water get distributed to the different parts of the plant. Now, what does the root do? The root holds or fixes the plant to the soil. We all know that a plant grows in the soil. So, how does the plant always remain at the same place? How does the plant not fall? Because it only has the stem, it doesn't have anything else to support it to the soil. You can tell me this point, but we all know that plants have roots. The roots are not visible, they grow below the soil, or and they fixes the plant to the soil. So a plant can stand straight not only because of the stem, also because of the roots, because they fixes the plant to the soil. And what is the function of the root? They also absorb the water and minerals and send it to the different parts of the plant. There is another function of the root. They also act as a storage for the plant. Why? Because they store the excess food, they can store the food that is prepared by the leaves. Is it clear to everyone, Shruti and Devanshu?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, Devanshu, can you read it better, this paragraph? Devanshu, are you there? Can you read it better?
Yes, ma'am.
Read it. Read it, Devanshu.
When plants make food, then give off a gas collection oxygen into the air. Oxygen is what humans and other animals breathe. Humans and other animals breathe in order to live.
Very good. So what happens when plants make food? They give off a gas called oxygen into the air. I told you the plants breathe in carbon dioxide. That carbon dioxide is needed by the plants to make the food. So while making the food, they convert the carbon dioxide to oxygen and give out or breathe out the oxygen into the air. Oxygen is what humans and other animals breathe in order to live. We all living things except the plant breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide. So oxygen is not only needed by the human beings, they are also needed by the animals to breathe in order to live. Is this portion clear to all of you, Debangshu and Shruti?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Now, what do plants need to make food? Who will tell me? What do plants need to make food? Shruti, can you tell me what do plants need to make food?
These plants make oxygen that the boy and the dog need to live.
No. This is not the answer to your question, Beta. You need to answer it by yourself. What do plants need to make food? While giving the explanation, I told you all what do plants need to make food. So now tell me, what do plants need to make food?
Plants need to make food. They give off a gas called oxygen into
No,
the
it's
air.
not written here, beta. You have to tell it by yourself. Before explaining, I told you a lot of time what plant needs to make food. What do plants need to make the food? Tell me, beta. Okay, Debangshu, can you tell me what do plants need to make food? It's very easy. Plants need carbon dioxide, sunlight, water to make their own food. Okay. This plant make oxygen that the boy and the dog need to live. I told you plants breathe out oxygen which are needed by the living things to live. Is this clear? What do plants need to make fruit? Shruti, is it clear, beta?
Yes, ma'am.
Debangshu, is it clear what do plants need to make food? Debangshu, is it clear, beta? Debangshu, are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I am there. What? Yes, ma'am.
Is it clear what do plants need to make food? Debangshu, can you tell me what do plants need to make food? Anyways, Shruti, tell me this one. Compare and contrast. How are plants and animals alike? Tell me this one, Shruti. Shruti, can you tell me this one? Shruti, are you there? Can you tell me number one, beta? Shruti, unmute yourself and tell me.
Yes, ma'am.
Alike means same.
I don't know.
How are plants and animals same, beta? Tell me, both are? Debangshu, can you tell me? It's very easy. Both are living things. Both can grow. Both can eat. Both breathe in and breathe out. Then both die after a certain period of time. Okay. The next one, who can tell me? How are they different? Shruti, can you tell me how are they different?
How are they different? Because plants make their own food and animals cannot make their own food.
Excellent. Very good. It is number 1 point. Tell me the next point, beta.
Animals move and plants cannot move.
Very good. It is the second point. Tell me the third one. Tell me the third point, beta. Tell me the third point.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I don't know.
Yes, Debanshu, tell me.
Write about how many can tell that a paint is living.
No, tell me this one. How are plants and animals different? Plants and animals are different because the other point is plants cannot speak, but animals can make their own sound. Human can speak. So this is another point. Okay, Debangshu, can you tell me what do roots, stems, and leaves do?
Yes, ma'am. Write about draw how a seed grows. What direction do the roots grow? What direction do the stem and leaf grow?
Okay, Shruti, can you tell me number 2?
What do roots, stem, and leaf do?
This is very easy. Roots absorb water and minerals from the soil and send it to the leaves. Roots store the excess food. Roots acts as a storage and stores the food for the plant. Stems help the plant to stand straight and gets its food and water distributed to the different parts of the plant. Leaves helps to prepare the food. Okay, now Shruti, tell me number 3.
Write about how can you tell that a plant is living.